Okay, I'm going to try to help you understand something, but this ain't cute. I need you to understand that there is a way of the world and there's a way of God. And most of us grew up learning patterns and habits after the ways of the world. And we learn these patterns and habits from people around us who were practicing them, who made us feel that it was okay for us to operate in those patterns and habits after the ways of the world. So by the time we got in our teens, all we wanted to do was what we saw the grown people doing. We wanted to be grown. We wanted to smoke. We wanted to drink. We wanted to have sex. We wanted to do what we wanted to do. We wanted to do what the world said was fun and cute. Not realizing that none of those habits and those patterns have anything to do with the way of God. Not realizing that these patterns and these habits that we grew up being comfortable with were not the way of God. Not realizing that the people who we're mimicking were in rebellion to God. So we grew up getting comfortable in habits and patterns that were in rebellion to God. We didn't realize that we were growing up under rebellious energies. And so because we saw so many people operating in these rebellious energies, we thought that it was okay for us to do too. We have to understand that God's ways are not the ways of the world. God requires a more clean lifestyle, a more structured lifestyle, a lifestyle that's built on wisdom and not foolishness. But over and over again, we operate in the foolish ways of the world instead of operating in the wisdom of the ways of God. So basically, we grew up not realizing that we were being raised under a rebellious regime. We were being raised under rebellious energy. And we drifted on into our own lives, creating a life of even more of a rebellious lifestyle. So that now we think that our rebellious patterns and habits, they're so normal to us that we think that it's okay. And we wonder why our life looks the way that it does. Not realizing that we're in rebellion to the wisdom of God. We're in rebellion to the ways of God. And so we have to ask ourselves, are our habits and patterns in rebellion to the will of God? Are our habits and patterns in rebellion to the word of God? Are we being rebellious in our ways? Is this what God required of me? Because all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. We are all guilty of choosing worldly habits and patterns and worldly ideals and worldly ways over the ways of God. Because that's how we got into this mess. Because we wanted to be cool. And we wanted to do what the world was doing because it looked cool. Only for us to get older, after all of our messing around, to realize that these patterns and these habits ain't producing nothing of substantial value. We could be in rebellion to God and not even realize it just because our ways are comfortable for us. I believe that God is doing something mighty in the earth right now. And I believe that He is breaking up all of these subconscious programs and patterns so that we can stand before Him and know who we are in Him in ways that we never could before. For His purpose, for His name's sake, and for His great power, and for His glory. God bless.